LoreWarrior Online. Otoko. Overview. Clan Diamond Shark has been very quiet about its newest second-line mech, the Otoko. The warriors of most other clans prefer to reserve judgment on the design, though the merchant castes of several clans have already expressed grave misgivings about the intended use of this mech. On the surface, it follows typical clan design conventions for a second-line machine. It uses no upgraded technologies, making it cost-effective and durable, and allowing easy logistical support on the field. Because it lacks double heat sinks, its weapons array is planned around a high heat curve. The machine is well armoured and carries enough ammunition to participate in extended operations. The merchant cast of Clan Jade Falcon first raised concerns about Diamond Shark's intent with this Battlemech, as they pointed to the Oriental influence in the Battlemech's physical lines and the Japanese name, neither of which is typical of the clans. Otoko roughly translates as the Bladed Man, possibly referring to the knife-blade architecture of the Battlemech's armour. Finally, the Otoko would fit the Inner Sphere style of combat very well, working as a missile support mech within a lance. Though the Falcon merchants haven't levied a formal charge, it seems clear that they suspect that Clan Diamond Shark are planning to sell this design within the Inner Sphere. Capabilities. In 3060, Clan Diamond Shark did field the Otoko in battles on the planet Barcea, where they helped to defend the clan of Novacat and their evacuation efforts against attacks by the other clans, in return for territorial concession. It gave a strong performance, especially in the types of defensive situations commonly encountered by second-line or garrison forces. In combat, the Otoko relies primarily on its torso-mounted LRM-20 launchers, switching to the extended firing arc of an arm-mounted LRM-10 if a target attempts to flank. Warriors piloting the mech take up positions in rivers or small lakes when possible to take advantage of the heat dissipation potential of their leg-mounted heat sinks. Battlefield tactics dictate that pilots reserve a full salvo of 60 missiles to use against the enemy at its most vulnerable point, and shoot as close as possible to be a guaranteed success. Deployment. So far, the Otoko has appeared in several Diamond Shark second-line units. Clans Blood Spirit and Fire Mandrill have also received a limited number of the design in a trade for technology, to be designated later. Though there isn't any proof that Diamond Shark intends to offer the Otoko to the Inner Sphere, merchants of the Jade Falcons and other clans continue to disparage it. Their latest evaluations demonstrate how the Draconis Combine could easily alter the design for their own use without the Clan Tech LRM launchers, switching to an Inner Sphere XL engine with double heatsinks, which the design apparently can support. This would make up for the weight differential, turning it into an above-average Inner Sphere frontline machine. So, this is a 65-ton heavy. Its chassis is the Beta manufactured standard. Its power plant is model SF3 standard. It has a cruise of 43 and a max speed of 65 with no jump capability. Its armour is the Forging ZK11 standard, and its armament is 2 Type 20 Great Bow LRM-20 launchers and 2 Type 10 Short Bow LRM launchers. Manufactured by Auxiliary Production Site Number 4, and its communication system is the S9R Beta Series Communications, with targeting and tracking provided by the Able 7 sensor suite. But what does this all translate to? Well, let me tell ye. It is a mech that obviously walks 4 and 6. It has 13 heat sinks, and that translates to having a armor factor of 9 on the head, 31 on the CT, 10 on the rear, 23 on the side torsos with 7 on the rear, 20 armor on the arms, and 29 on the legs. Obviously, the larger LRMs are located in the side torsos, each with 18 rounds of fire for the LRM-20s, and the 2 LRM-10s are located, one in each arm, with 12 shots each, the ammo also being located respectively in the arms. And that's it. That's all she wrote. She is designed specifically to be a fire support platform, and actually, I don't mind this visually. It looks pretty cool. Although, yes, it is highly derivative of a lot of kind of sort of Japanese styling that you would see later on when they started to kind of differentiate some of their mechs by culture. We saw this a bit with, obviously, the Capellan machines when had things like the Duangung and Menshen and all of that, Titsang and all those coming out with a very sort of Chinese visual style, and then you had obviously some of the Kuritan ones coming along like the Akuma and the like, obviously Hatamoto Chi and stuff like that, all coming out with very sort of samurai style visuals to them. I thought, to be honest, was a bit goofy. I just don't know why in the future that they would take time to make mechs look like, you know, their cultural styling, but whatever. This one I don't actually mind too much because there would be a bit of a narrative here, the idea that Diamond Shark are trying to go, ooh, look at this machine that we've made, and doesn't it appeal to you because it looks like, you know, it looks like a samurai or something like that. You Kuritans go mad for this shit. So that makes sense. I can go with this kind of narrative, and it doesn't look bad. It's not a bad looking machine, and it does fit very well as a fire support platform. Yeah, I could easily see this being used in quite a few forces, especially by the clans for second line. But I could also see it being used by the Inner Sphere. I could certainly see some of the great houses picking up a few of these if Diamond Shark were willing to trade. And definitely even the occasional like large-scale Merc unit could probably get their hands on a few of these as well. Again, a bit like the Fire Scorpion, it's a good one as a player machine, but it's also a good one as an enemy. It's got enough threat on both sides of it that as a GM, it's something you can use to sort of threaten the players. And then on the other hand of it, the players have to be careful about how they use it themselves if they were to have one, because its ammunition it's not terrible, but obviously, again, like the Fire Scorpion, it's entirely ammo-based, so once you get committed to the fight, you have to hope that every round that you're firing, you're going to be able to land the hits that you need. Otherwise, you're going to feel the sting of every missed shot, especially with LRMs, where you're not just rolling to hit, then you've got to roll your cluster table, and you've got to hope you get high rolls on that to make as many missiles land on target. So yeah, it can be. It's a bit of a double-edged sword with a mech like this, but not too bad. I don't dislike it. I quite like it. Armor-wise, it's pretty resilient though, at least. So if it does get engaged in closer range combat, it can at least defend itself with its fists, and if need be, it can retreat, probably under fire, until support gets over to obviously relieve the pressure. Let's say. So yeah, not terrible. I don't mind it. So yeah. Pretty decent. That's the Hot Otoko. So that's not bad. Yeah, I could definitely see some uses for this one. Anyway, thanks for listening. As always, have a good week, everybody, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye bye.